scared. They want the terror, and I want to taste their delicious fear.
Good day everyone, and welcome to Adventures with Parker, and hello from Dorney Park. I've actually been here for a little while now, so it's kind of late for me to be starting the vlog, but better late than never, I guess. I am headed right now to IRON-MENACE, which is the park's new for 2024 coaster, which I haven't yet had a chance to experience, and it's one that I've been really intrigued in and invested in ever since the park announced it. I just think it's such a great addition for Dorney Park, and I just have to experience it for myself. Now the other thing is that tonight the park is doing Halloween haunt, and I love Dorney's haunt so much. But the thing is that I need to drive home. I need to be home by Sunday morning, and it's Saturday now, and I am really far away from my house. So I really want to experience a couple houses, maybe go through a few of the scare zones, but I won't be experiencing the full event. So really this is just IRON-MENACE, a couple more coasters until haunt starts, and then maybe like 2 or 3 mazes, and then we're going. So yeah, super short visit, but I love Dorney so much, so I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited to do IRON-MENACE, and yeah, that's where we're at. So without any further ado, let the menacing Dorney adventures begin. Okay, this was not here the last time I visited the park, but it looks like they have some theming for IRON-MENACE all the way out here. The you know, the props and stuff from McTavish steel. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether this is a permanent installation or if it's just part of haunt, because the thing that Dorney does really well is integrate the backstory of IRON-MENACE into their haunt event. So actually, the more I'm seeing it, the more I'm thinking that might be the case. But still, this is really cool, and it kind of just goes to show that Halloween haunt is probably the best time of year to visit Dorney. There it is, IRON-MENACE, and right off the bat, look at that station building. That is amazingly themed, especially for Dorney Park. Like, Dorney Park isn't a park that's especially known for its theming, but this looks awesome. Alright, so I just did my first couple of rides here on IRON-MENACE. it's a really fun coaster. And I mean, I have always been a bit of a dive coaster apologist, but it's great. Like, it's short. It's not as long as something like Yukon Striker or Balraven, but it does what it needs to do. This was also my first dive coaster to feature the 7 across seating and a beyond vertical drop, and that was just really cool to do something that's just a little bit different from the other dive coasters out there. Now, I didn't really feel the extra 5 degrees as you were dropping until you bottomed out, so that was kind of neat. Again, it's just a small little change, but it is something that keeps these dive coasters fresh and new, and so you're not getting the same old thing all the time, because I know that's been a big criticism of dive coasters in the past, but I think from Yukon Striker on, V&M has been creating some really interesting layouts. All of the inversions are really fun. There's even a few that give you a little bit of hang time. I forget the name of the exact element. I think it's one of the 0G rolls, but very cool sensations and very, very good forces on this ride. And again, I think it's the perfect addition for Dorney. It might not hit quite as hard at another park, like if this were at Kings Island or something. I think it would get lost in the lineup, but here at Dorney, it's just perfect. And of course, the theming is something that really elevates this ride as well. The station looks beautiful. There's even audio as you're dispatching. There's even music as you're climbing up the lift hill. So they really went all in on creating at least in Cedar Fair standards, an immersive experience on this coaster. So yeah, I'm really impressed. I like it. And like I said, I think Dorney is very lucky to have this ride. So we still have a few hours before Haunts begins, so I'm pretty much going to be using this time to run around and do as many rides and coasters as possible. I might not film every single thing I do, but in any case, I will catch up with you when it's time to get spooky.
She might have had something similar planned, so we just cannot risk the safety of everyone here tonight. But rest assured, Halloween Haunt will go on as planned with all of your favorite attractions such as such as, we got, Blood on the Bayou. There we go, Dystopia. Roadside Stop and Shop. There we go, Trick or Treat. Necropolis. Tourist Trap. Port of Call. Carnival. Blackout. The Hollow. Ghost in the Machine. And new this year, there we go, a scare zone to join the McTavish family. Steel Yard, Forge Your Fear. All this and more here at Halloween High. What's going on, guys? I thought I told you to cut everything. Who secured her? Who was watching? Oh, no.
Derek, you fool! You really thought you could keep me away from my prey? You and the rest of this park think you have any power over me and my monsters? No cage can contain me. No mortal can overpower me.
Hecate, Dorney Park belongs to
This park is mine! Derek. You don't know what my precious prey wants. They want to be scared. They want the terror. And I want to taste their delicious fear.
Security, we get everyone to the main stage. Oh, no.
Look at you, my prey. We're reunited after so long. Maybe not long for you, but I've been waiting for what seems like an eternity to get back to you. To feel that palpable energy so easily give away when you're scared. That energy is what brings me and Halloween Haunt back to life. But some people, like Derek, want to keep me away from you. But you want me to be here, you naive little things. Yes, I can feel it. You'll make the perfect sacrifice.
Oh, wait, no.
Yes, keep begging. It's so damn delicious. You should be happy. Your body will be used to curse this entire park, sealing the fate of our guests tonight. Your soul will be immortalized here forever! Isn't that what every Dorney Park associate wishes?
Yeah! Ron, please get out of here! No!
Look! Derek's only got eyes for me! Now, my beautiful, grotesque creatures! It's time for us to awaken from our slumber! It's time for us to feed on the fear of our willing guests! It's time for Halloween Haunt to begin! Now, get to work!
Okay, our first maze of the night is going to be Ghost in the Machine. Now, this one they introduced last year and it was so much fun. Like, I think it might be one of my favorite regional park haunts of all time. It's just so well put together. It uses a lot of really cool multimedia effects. It uses some really cool animatronics. It has some really neat special effects. And yeah, it's just a great maze all around. And I'm really excited to experience it again this year. And judging by the sign, it might be my only maze of the night, but that's okay too. God, I can't get over how good that maze was. I mean, like I was saying, they just pull in all the stops for this maze. There's projections, there's animatronics, there's of course lots and lots of scare actors around every corner, and there's great lighting. There's even an outdoor section where they have this lady hanging from a harness, like zipping by back and forth. It is just so elaborate and so well done. And it's a long maze too. Like when you think you're done, it just keeps going to the next room. And like I said, there's also an outdoor portion. So yeah, without a doubt, it is by far my favorite regional park haunt maze. And like I was saying earlier, the other thing I really appreciate about it is that it just extends on the story of Iron-Menace, while the park has a haunt that connects to one of their major roller coasters. And I mean, truly, I think to get the full Iron-Menace experience, you got to experience both the coaster and the haunt. They're kind of a package deal, but it's just an incredible combo to have them together. And yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to come this year and experience that once again. Also, I didn't have to wait quite as long as I thought I did. The standby queue was about an hour long, and most of the time when you go to a Cedar Fair park, even if you have the all-season fast lane, the fright lane is a separate purchase. You know, you gotta buy the fast lane and the fright lane separately. But I guess here it's all rolled into one. And I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for this person who came up behind me and said, you know, hey, I'm an associate here, and this is something that my supervisor was telling me to keep an eye out. She wasn't working, so she was just kind of enjoying the park on a day off, I guess. But I am so grateful that she noticed my wristband and told that to me, because otherwise I still would have been waiting. All right, so maze number 2 of the night, and the other one that I really wanted to prioritize after Ghost in the Machine is the Roadside Stop and Shop. Sorry, Stop and Chop. This one I really like because it combines a lot of classic haunt tropes, like it's part corn maze, part butcher shop. So yeah, again, this is one of my favorite haunt mazes out there, so I'm really excited to experience it once again tonight. Yeah, Roadside Stop and Shop was great. I really like those haunt mazes that lean into the corn maze vibe, like things like Corn Stalkers, both at Wonderland and Cedar Point are really good. I don't know, there's something that's just very classic Halloween about a corn maze haunt. But like I said, this one is really cool because they also combine it with the butcher shop trope. So yeah, it's just a really unique take on something that is otherwise very familiar. And again, it's a very long maze. All of the mazes here at Dorney are really well fleshed out. And the other thing that I'm noticing, not only are they very well decorated, but they're also very well populated with scare actors. There's been a couple times at Halloween Weekends and Dark Nights, the other 2 haunts that I've been to so far this season, where I'm like, okay, this is great, but it could use a couple more scare actors. But that doesn't seem to be an issue here at Dorney. They are very well staffed, and it just goes to show that having more scare actors really does elevate your haunt experience and makes it more worthwhile. Anyways, like I was saying earlier, I don't want to spend too much time in the park tonight because I do have to drive back home. But I think I'm gonna do, I needed to do a ride on Steel Force before I leave, so I'm heading there, and then I'll hit up any mazes that are along the way. I think there's just one, the Necropolis. And then on my way back, I'll just take the long way around so I hit all the scare zones. And yeah, I think that'll pretty much be it for me by the time I get through all that. Which brings us to our next scare zone, the Hollow.
Hope you brought enough of that gang. Yes.
Oh!
Yes.
So, I don't know what happened, but I seem to be missing all of my clips from the rest of the night. Not that I had too much more to show. I mean, I pretty much did my last 2 mazes, the Necropolis and Trick or Treat, did a ride on Steel Force, and then like I said, I hit some of the scare zones on the way out. Now, real quick, I just want to talk about those 2 mazes because, like the other ones I did that night, they were phenomenal. So Trick or Treat is one right by Steel Force, and it's kind of more of your witchy vibe of a maze. It's really good, and it's very topical given how popular witches are right now. But Necropolis, that one really stood out for me because that is an outdoor maze where you kind of start by going through this chapel, but then you end up on this outdoor trail that winds its way through a cemetery. But if you look closely at all the headstones, you'll notice that a lot of them will reference past attractions and people who might have had a big impact on the park. So from a theme park nerd perspective, that is a must do. But even from a haunt perspective, it got to me way more than I thought it would because, you know, you think you're in an open space, there's not a lot of places for the scare actors to hide, but Still, somehow, they just managed to pop out of nowhere. So yeah, those 2 mazes were great ones to end the night off with. Now, Dorney offers 2 other mazes as well, and those are Tourist Trap and Blood on the Bayou. I did do both of them in previous years, so if you want to hear my thoughts on those, be sure to check out my vlog from Dorney Park's Halloween Haunt that I did last year, but I didn't get to do them this night, because like I said, I had such a big drive ahead of me. I think I left the park around 9, and I didn't get home until, I think 5:30 in the morning. It was kind of crazy, and I was so exhausted when I got back, but it was so worth it. I mean, I wish I could have stayed to enjoy a full night of Haunt, but I'm grateful that I even managed to squeeze it in the first place. And yeah, like I've been saying, Dorney really knows how to do a good Haunt. People really don't talk about it enough, but it is so good and so fun, and definitely a must-do for any Haunt lover. And I mean, I'm just a sucker for Dorney in general. I love this little park so much, and I'm really glad that I finally got to experience IRON-MENACE and ride some of my old favorites as well. Anyways, that's it for this vlog. If you want to see more adventures from theme parks, attractions, and beyond, including more Haunt content, be sure to subscribe. You can also find me on social media. I'm at ADVParker on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter, and at Adventures with Parker on Facebook and TikTok. As always, big shout out to my Patreon subscribers for going above and beyond in supporting this channel. And if you're also interested in supporting the channel with a monthly donation, you can learn more by visiting patreon.com/ADVParker. Once again, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, the Spook Ventures are calling. Like, it's short. Like, it's not